Honestly, I think we regress. You know, if you look back in the times, whatever, while you know, when we're trying to make a name for ourselves and fighting for our rights, you know, we were all like, we were all together, like in the same front, where you know, we're fighting for rights, we're fighting like to get the same privileges as everyone else, and you know, we're trying to get rid of like degrading things, like using the N-word towards one another to describe each other. You know, we saw it as an offensive word at the time, whatever, and now things have changed. Like we're so caught up in the media, we're so caught up in the material things of the world that we're losing track of ourselves. You know, like even like look at our music. Like if you look at our music from back then, you see like it had substance and you know had meaning behind it. You look at it now, it's just like a lot of cookie cutter rappers and fake hip hop artists that sing about the same thing, sing about, you know, this girl, that girl, rims, money, you know, just any and everything that's not even progressing. The race is not progressing, you know, in themselves, our generation, anything. Like, for example, like you'll hear them talking about, you know, how many cars they have and all this, you know, how much land do they own? You know, those cars will be gone, but you have land, you know, you can pass that down to generation. You don't have land, you don't have anything.
Right.
I mean, like just the whole way that we talk to one another is just thrown off. I mean, I can sit like when I'm at work and I'll listen to, you know, people who I look at as another brother of mine. Like I can hear them talking to each other and I can hear about 10 cuss words, them calling themselves everything except a child of God, and it's like it's not even offensive to one another. It's just like it's, you know, everyday speak. And I wonder, like, when do we get to this point, you know? When do we get to the point where I can call you a nigga, a whole slut, talk about your mama, sister, whatever. It's like I'm just joking around. You know, like, I'm not that old, but I know growing up, if anybody said anything like that to me, a friend of mine or whatever, you know, it's, you know, we ready to fight, you know? Words are powerful. And it's like, just things have changed in that aspect. Like, we don't see anybody like trying to lead, you know, everybody's a follower. And then the people that they are following, you know, it's like everybody wants to be a drug dealer, this, drug dealer, that. And you know, we're in college and everything, you don't see it as much, but it's as prevalent as it is outside of the school. Like, we're not doing anything to promote, you know, not even trying to promote our own races. Like, we wear stuff, like, for example, like, well, like you'll see on TV, like Kanye West, like he'll wear stuff by Polo or like Nautica and everything, and these people won't even speak to you. Like, if you saw Ralph Lauren on the freaking streets, like you can be decked down head to toe, and he'll just look at you in a scarf or whatever. These people don't care anything about you. And you know, like, I don't know the man personally, but I know people. Like, I don't even know what like, I have so much stuff that I can even say about it. I don't even know where to begin. It's like we don't even know our own history. You know, like, for example, I'll put this up right here. Like, people see me skateboard. People see skateboard, they're like, oh, he acting white, he acting this. And it's like, you know, be tactical about it. You know, black people are the first ones out there skateboarding anyways, because we weren't allowed on like public transportation, and you know, that was an easy and efficient way to get around town. Yeah. And they don't look at it like that. They look at it as though, you know, you see somebody that's done something from another race and like they made it more popular. So when you go back to it, it's like you're going back to the roots or whatever. You know, you're turning your back on it, your race, because you're doing that because they don't know. And oh, that's another thing. The expression acting white. Nothing pisses me off more than to hear one black person say this to another, because what they associate with us is when you're talking proper, or when you're dressing and your pants aren't hanging around your ankles, or you're trying to better yourself, you know, you're acting white. So if that's the mindset that you have, you know, you're holding this other race up like here, and just because, you know, you don't hold your own race in that same respect, you know, they're acting like another race. So like it's like you perpetuating, you know, degrading yourself when you don't want to hear like them saying stuff like, oh, you know, you're acting black. And they say you're acting black, it's like you're acting black, you're acting ghetto, you're acting this, you're acting that. And it's like, you know, it's just all degrading. But when you say, you know, you're acting white. It's like you're degrading someone, but you're degrading them by putting them up on a pedestal. And I don't understand it. You know, I don't know how we even got to that point.
It's kind of like when people try to relate Bill Clinton being black, and they're talking about, yo,
exactly.
he smoked crack. He got his dick sucking in the office and stuff. That's black, though, huh?
Yeah, nah, see, and that's what I mean. Like, you know, why does it have to be acting black? Because they're doing something that's degrading themselves. You know, what kind of respect do you have for you, for me, for just the entire culture, the entire race? If you were to say something like that, I mean, it's ignorance. It's ignorance at its best. It's like, man, I don't even know where to begin on that, because let me see. Like, what's another thing? Even the way that people eat or whatever. You know, like I tell somebody, you know, I don't eat like pig feet. I don't eat hog maws, chitlins, and all this stuff. It's like, oh, you ain't black. I ain't black because I don't eat this. I mean, you go and talk to some people that's, you know, not black. I'm not gonna say black. Some people that are African, because you shouldn't refer to yourself as black. Black is a color. You're African. Whether you wanna admit to it or not, you're African. And they don't eat that same kind of crap that you see, like us in America eating. They look at me like they don't even know the reason that people eat this stuff. It's like it's been ingrained in their systems, because like the slaves were only afforded, like they were only given like the crap parts of the meat, you know, the scraps and everything.
Yeah.
And it kind of went down through generation to generation. And it's like, it's not that was like, you know, part of the culture, that's what you should be eating. It's just, that's all they had at the time, so that's what they knew.
Just continue eating on.
Yeah, and you know, you just perpetuate it. So when you stop eating this stuff that's killing you anyway, you know, you're not black, because you're not harming yourself to an extent.
I hear you. All right, man. So what's who are some of the leaders you look up to, you know, in history?
The leaders I look up to
Yeah.
in history?
Got some knowledge on that.
It's not even about the leaders I look up to in history. It's the leaders I look up to every day. The leaders I look up to are the people inside the communities that are trying to help kids. They're at the parks, and they're at the they're after school. Like they're teaching like young black girls and black boys about their history. They're teaching them, you know, life is more than just sports. You know, you need to have an education, because if you're not educated, say you do make it in the sport, but you don't know what to do with it, then what are you? There's a lot of us out there, you know, we have so much talent, so much potential, but we're so caught up in the fast life. You know, we want easy money. You know, we want money like right here, right now, and we lose track of our morals in order to get it. My leaders or whatever are the ones that are showing these kids, you know. Sure, like your homeboy over there, he making, like, you know, he's selling a dime bag of weed or something like that. He making money right now, but you know, you go to school and you're gonna educate yourself, and you'll be to the point where like you'll make that same kind of money and then some, because whenever they get caught making this money, it's easy money that's, you know, that they're harming their whole environment, culture, society, and race by making or whatever. Whenever they get caught, it's done. It's a clean slate. They got to start over again. And this is what my uncle told me. It's like, you know, sure, they're making like $1,000 a day, but when they get caught, all the money is gone. You make thousands of dollars, whatever, in a month, and you know, say you do go to jail for something or whatever, you're still going to be making that money. You know, it's not harming your environment either. You know, and like that's something I don't get, is that, you know, how could you make money out of something that's killing your own people? I mean, you look at like the prison statistics, whatever, you know, like the majority of people are in there, they're in there for something drug related. Yeah. And you have all these killers, rapists, murders, and everything, and they're out